Eisenman. How you doing?
Good, Tim. How are you, man?
You know what I love is that we're neighbors. We won't say where we live, but we're living in the same hood area. I love it.
That's right, baby. We are neighbors, man. It's crazy, crazy world.
I got to give the proper presentation here. Sales coach, 5 a.m. wake up, weekday mornings, live on Facebook. Not 3 a.m., not 4 a.m., but 5 a.m. Anthony, tell me what the 5 a.m. wake up is. Tell me about that.
So I've been getting up about 4 o'clock in the morning, man, for a long time. It's just a way for me to get up, get going, get ahead of everybody. It actually really started when as I've been growing my book of business, I have a lot of customers on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? So I like to get up and get moving with them. And that's kind of how it all started. So then when I started to kind of explore and try to get out and build the brand up a little bit, I wanted to figure out a way that was going to allow me to connect in a way that was, resonated with me. And I'm up early. And I just like to get on Instagram Live at 5 a.m. every morning and just kind of go over my journal and kind of what I'm going through, what my mindset is, and hopefully it resonates with people that are listening, man. That's pretty much it.
Okay. In high school, what did your teachers think that little Anthony was going to become?
Oh, man, they didn't think I was going to graduate, man. They didn't even think I was going to get on stage, man. Yeah, they definitely didn't. So here's the thing. In high school, my teachers loved me. They always would tell me that I had a ton of potential, but just growing up where I grew up in a small town in Pennsylvania. Love my hometown, a lot of diversity, a lot of culture. Looking back, it built up so much character in me, looking back. But when you grow up in a town that's that dense, right, there's a lot of things that can get you off track. You know what I'm saying? And my father was involved in a lot of that stuff growing up. So, he ended up doing 13 years in prison. And, so growing up in that area, there's a lot of things that can take you off of your square, like we call it. Yes. And, I went through that path. I think I graduated like 580th out of 600 kids in my high school, man. So, that tells you where I was at. I was literally not flipping burgers, but I was working at a fast food restaurant after high school. So crazy.
See you now. The cool thing about doing better is that, like, when I go to my high school reunions, I don't go as a show off. I go as a guy that is part of the family. Like, I think that, the people that we grew up with in high school, I think all of us were just trying to find our way, right? And, somehow, some way, we found our way and life's been pretty good to us. How grateful are you for getting to do what you're doing, even at this point in your life? How much do you appreciate it?
Oh, extremely grateful, right? It all starts with gratitude for me. Even when I was at my lowest points throughout this journey, I've had a lot of ups and downs, obviously, but even in my lowest points, I always found ways and things to be grateful for. I think that was the biggest thing that always, got me through. And even in my everyday activities now, right? Even when you feel like you're being pulled in a million different directions, it's a mindset to where, do I have to do this or do I get to do this?
Ooh,
right?
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So when you're in the moment and you're going through the chaos, and as I'm sure you deal with it every day, and you kind of go through that moment and you're like, what's going on here? And then if you come back to center, the way to do that is to be grateful. I don't have to do all this, but I get to do it, right? So extremely grateful for everything that I went through to get where I'm at. And then, like you say, when I do my live coachings or if I do my IG live, it's not for me to get on there and say, hey, this is me and this is how great I am. It's about to say, hey, I want to help you expedite your challenges and come up with solutions and results faster. It took me 25 years to figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Okay, let's talk about Anthony. Let's fast forward into what you're doing now. Tell us what your business is. What kind of business do you have?
Yeah, so right now I sell electronic security equipment into large Fortune 500, Fortune 1000 companies. Okay, so that's what I do. What I've been able to kind of figure out and master over this long 20, 25-year period is how to sell products and services. It really doesn't matter what, into large organizations, right? They think there's this huge challenge with finding the skill set in the marketplace right now, for salespeople to understand and navigate large organizations. And that's really what companies need. They need to be able to get their products and services into large organizations because it exponentially grows your revenue. You understand what I'm saying? So you think about, so you think about your large enterprise customers, your Bed Bath and Beyond, your Starbucks, your Chase Banks. You know, those are the companies that I like to work with, and I try to help people now navigate that landscape. You know,
okay,
so
I love it. So you have that business, but tell us about the sales coaching. How do people learn from you? How do we gain information from you? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're just kind of starting to build the brand and take the methodologies and ideologies and put them into course format. And so basically, you know, online at AnthonyEisenman.com, okay, and then at Anthony Eisenman on Instagram, you know, at Anthony Eisenman on Facebook. We're going to have courses and products that we can help people navigate these large enterprise companies so that they can build a skill set. Because my ultimate goal is to have people understand that if you can master the skill of selling, you can master the skill of selling into large organizations and drive huge revenues for companies, you can become so valuable to the marketplace that you can pick and choose the companies that you want to work for. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to interview. You know, you can interview companies. Okay, and then once you start to get to that level, you can pick and choose companies that have great, you know, benefits. And I'm not just talking about health benefits.
You're going to be good friends. Let me tell you one thing I'm loving about you.
Yeah.
When you're talking real fast like this, number one, you're spitting fire, saying great things, but then you always look around. So that means you are from the neighborhood.
Yeah. You got to look around.
Neighborhood, you're talking, but you're looking just in case.
Heads on a swivel. Tim, you know, heads on a swivel, man. Yeah. So, but anyways, I love that about you too, man. You know, it's about authenticity. The same way I'm talking to you right now, the same way I talk to my customers. They know that I'll do anything for them, and I'm always putting my customers first. But they love working with me because I am who I am, and it's just authentic. Like, you don't have to.
Let's talk about two things, and then we'll be done. So number one, I think people have almost messed up our word of being authentic. It's like so many people that are not authentic are telling me about being authentic.
Yeah.
It is not authentic.
Yeah, they effed the game up. The game's all effed up.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah. Yep. It's all messed up, man.
Does that just make sense to you?
Absolutely. 100%. It's, you know, you can't, I mean, it's hard to articulate, but, you know, being authentic is, you really can't articulate it. It just comes out of you, man. You just, like, when you talk to people, you can, listen, one of the things that's helped me in business is being able to read people.
Yeah.
I've never been the smartest guy, man. I've never been, you know, in these meetings with Google and Cisco, and never been the smartest guy. I can tell you that. But what I can tell you is I can read somebody like that, which is the X factor in getting stuff done, right? And that levels the playing field, as you know. And authenticity, you can read like that. And it's okay. You know, if some people aren't authentic, I can work with those people too, but I can figure it out pretty quick, right?
Like so let me say something that I think you're gonna buy into, because me too. Sometimes there's guys that are more book smart than me, so they could be the smarter guy in some way, but we could be the wisest guy. There's a difference between smart and wise.
Absolutely.
And that a lot of guys are smart, but they're not wise. And one of the things I think growing up tough taught me is wisdom. Like I see a guy and I know, don't mess with him. Or a guy messes with me, don't mess with him back. That's wisdom, right? A guy could be smart and not have that kind of wisdom. But I think some of our pain taught us a lot of wisdom.
Absolutely. The difference between wisdom and being book smart is you become wise by all your experiences and learning from your experiences, and then implementing those experiences in the now or whatever you're doing with and interacting on a regular basis. Like one of the biggest things that I'm sure has been a huge asset for you and same for me is if I walk into this building, I can find something to relate to the guy that's in the shipping in the warehouse section. And then as I make my way through this building, I always find something or some way to relate to somebody throughout every step, all the way up to the CEO, man. But that comes from my experience. That's wise to me, right? Books can't teach you that. Books can't teach you that.
I love this. Plus, I think God just has your back. You know, I'm a spiritual guy, and so are you. I think God just has your back. And I think when you have God's favor on you, I mean, you're hard to beat. So let me just say one thing, one last question. Give me a time in your adult life, hopefully it was not too long ago, where you are actually proud of yourself. That something happened and you went like, little Anthony.
Wow, I'm thinking, yeah, if anybody, yeah. To be honest with you, man, what I'm most proud of right now is my kids. I mean,
that's super
cool. I mean, listen, I have a 3-year-old son and he's 3.5 now and a 1.5-year-old daughter. And I literally, we talk about fears and everybody has fear, right? And being able to act in spite of them. You don't let your fear control you. So my biggest thing, right, was my biggest fear was not becoming a good father because, right, you don't have the tools, right? Oh, so I'm learning all this as I go. You understand? So to see where my kids are right now is the proudest thing for me. Just because I know how how much it means to me, but also how much work I've had to put in. This has not come easy for me. Being a good father.
So much about your mindset and your values about what is important in life, right?
Yeah. So, that's been the proudest thing for me. Cause at the end of the day, man, even listen, my team, we literally just closed a 7-figure deal, man. I mean, it's great, but it's fleeting, and I get to go home to my kids tonight and they know that I'm going to be there for them and I'm not going anywhere. That's the proudest thing for me.
I believe because of that big deal that you just did, you're going to take me to Mastro's.
Hey, which one? You want to go to the one in Costa Mesa or the one on PCH? No, we can go right down here to Ocean Club. Dude,
we got to go.
We got to hang out, man. I wanted to come see you in person. We got to connect, man, for sure.
We will do this for real because we're supposed to know each other. I know that right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anthony Eisenman, my friend, sales coach, 5 a.m. wake up, weekday mornings, live on Facebook. Okay. So again, Anthony, one more time, tell us how to get a hold of you.
So IG, Instagram at AnthonyEisenman.com. Okay. Facebook is at Anthony Eisenman. AnthonyEisenman.com is the website. We're just starting to build the brand, but Twitter at Anthony Eisenman. But we're just starting to build it. But we're going to be putting out a lot of things that's going to help people that want to be better salespeople, better people in general, better mindset. We're looking forward to helping people. So I appreciate you too, man, for having me on. But yeah, we're going to get to know each other.
Yes,
sure.
What a privilege. Keep on watching World Shakers. I'm with the Anthony Eisenman. Life is good. We'll see you next time.